Greetings once again to all you strange yet respectable travelers. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great. In this video, we're going over what we're gonna see in the upcoming patch 1.2 for Genshin Impact. There's gonna be a lot of new content in the world of Teyvat, so stick around for all the details. For starters, players will get access to the new area, Dragonspine. Though this isn't a new city like Inazuma or Snezhnaya, it's still a lot of new ground to cover. Complete with new ores, monsters, and quests, players are sure to have their hands full. Along with the new area, we're also introduced to a new mechanic called Sub-Zero Climate. This gives players the sheer cold status effect when exploring Dragonspine. This effect is said to rapidly accumulate, and once it reaches full, characters will start losing health. Getting wet or going swimming only makes it worse, resulting in a faster loss of HP. However, the map also gives players different ways of keeping warm, like new warmth sealies, a fireplace, and heat totems. Travelers still need to be cautious though, as you are not alone on this mountain. Frost Yetis, Cryo-Sissin mages, and mountain-dwelling hilichurls lurk in every corner, not to mention a new type of Ruin Guard that looks pretty dope. Of course, with new enemies to kill, we're also given new sets of weapons. Upon starting the event, players will be given one of those four, which is a sword called Festering Desire, with a base stat that increases elemental attacks by 16% and crit rate by 4%. It's pretty awesome for characters like Keqing, Xingqiu, and Kaya. The second weapon, a catalyst called Frostbearer, can be unlocked through the Frost-Bearing tree, which is somewhat similar to a Statue of the Seven by offering the red ores that are found around the map. While the remaining two weapons, the Snow-Tombed Star Silver and Dragonspine Spear, are unlocked through quests and commissions unique to the area. While we are all excited with the new weapons, there are also two new artifact sets to be obtained. The Blizzard Strayer with a 2-piece set effect that gives a 15% cryo damage bonus, while the 4-piece set grants 20% bonus crit rate against cryo-affected enemies, with an additional 20% more if the target is frozen. Heart of the Depth is the second artifact set with a 2-piece bonus that gives plus 15% hydro damage, while the 4-piece bonus increases normal and charged attacks by 30% for 15 seconds after using an elemental skill. With these new sets, perhaps players will see characters like Changyan and Xingqiu become more viable as main DPS units. Of course, we can't forget that we'll also be getting a couple of new characters in Albedo, Ganyu, and possibly Rosaria. The character most likely to appear on the first banner is Albedo, a sword-wielding Geo-element user and chief alchemist for the Knights of Favonius. His elemental skill creates a Geo-platform that can lift players up to a certain height. It's mostly useful for creating plunging attacks on enemies, but don't limit your imagination. His elemental burst creates a large Geo-explosion, which deals even more damage if the Geo-platform is present on the field. Ganyu, whom we've already met in the story, is a 5-star cryo bow user, with a unique charged shot effect depending on how long it's held, with a fully charged shot dealing AoE cryo damage. Her elemental skill is a frozen flower that attracts enemies and explodes for cryo damage. Ganyu's elemental burst periodically rains shards of ice that cover a large area, dealing massive cryo damage. As for Rosaria, not much is known about her, except that she's a cryo polearm user, though my personal opinion would be that she's a pyro element character based on the color palette of her design. Patch 1.2 also has no shortage when it comes to quality of life improvements. In my previous video, I mentioned that players will get one free standard wish for every character ascended in levels 20, 50, and 70. This is especially helpful to those players looking to pull more wishes, or get closer to the 5-star pity mark at the 90th wish on each banner. This will also retroactively affect all your characters that have reached those certain ascension levels. In patch 1.2, players will no longer have to pick up loot when completing domains and leyline blossoms. This saves us time and energy, and I'm sure our screens, keyboards, and controllers will be happy as well. Speaking of domains, players will now have the option to repeat them without exiting, allowing us to farm faster while saving us from those unnecessary loading screens in between. Co-op players also get good news in this patch, as leaving the game no longer disrupts play of the whole party. In addition, party leaders can now disband the group by simply leaving. A new chat system will also be implemented, in which players can now initiate private chat with friends while also being able to give them nicknames. Though only the player giving the nickname can see it, it's still helpful in identifying who's who if you got a long list of friends. There's also a new camera tool which allows players to take better photos of their characters while adding new poses and facial expressions as well. In this next patch, players will also have the option to autoplay dialogues during cutscenes. Players no longer have to press a button to progress to the next dialogue when this option is selected, save for when they're met with a decision. Once a choice is made, autoplay will continue as normal. We'll also get to replay these dialogues once they're finished. They will be added to the archive menu under the travelogue section. Finally, in 1.2, there will be a couple of new challenges and mini events. The Lost Riches event sets players to help Asili search Teyvat for treasures, digging up certain spots and completing challenges. Players will be compensated with iron coins that they can exchange for Primogems, Mora, character or weapon enhancement materials, and their very own pet Seelie. When equipped, the Seelie will follow the character around, much like Paimon does. We'll also be seeing an event focused on the Anemo, Geo, and Electro-Hypostasis. However, in this event, they'll be buffed with new mechanics and abilities for a unique challenge, while yielding talent level up materials as their rewards. The Merchant Liban will also be returning, together with the Marvelous Merchandise event, in which players can submit daily required materials in exchange for one of Liban's mystery boxes. And that's gonna wrap up this video on Genshin Impact's upcoming patch 1.2 this December 23rd. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share it, or both. You can also subscribe to my channel for more Genshin Impact related content in the future. Thank you so much for watching. As always, ad astra, abyssosque.